Section D's. We're going to get into some adding and subtracting. Who knew adding and subtracting would end up being more difficult than multiplying and dividing? First part, pretty straightforward. Lowest common denominator is what we need to have. And if we have a common denominator, we add together the numerators. So if I have a over c plus b over c, that's a plus b over c. Same thing with subtraction. What we need to do is be able to figure out the common denominator. We do that by using lowest common multiple to get that. So, get straight into it. I have x over 2 plus 3x over 4. Well, my lowest common multiple, or LCD, lowest common denominator, is 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this by 2 over 2. Just this one. And that gives me 2x over 4 plus 3x over 4. Now I'll do this in way too many steps. 2x plus 3x over 4 to end off with 5x over 4. Now I'm not sure if section C worked as well as I hoped because I don't know if the video is lined up, so I'm just checking it out. Perfect, we got everything there. Next example, a over 3 minus 2a over 5. Lowest common multiple for this, hopefully you know, is 15. So I'm going to multiply this one by 5 over 5. And this one by 3 over 3. Now, you can always choose to multiply both equations, or both fractions, by the denominator or the opposite. So back here, I could have multiplied by 4 over 4, or multiplied by 2 over 2. But in the end, I still would end up having to simplify my fraction. But now we have 5a over 15 minus 6a over 15. And yeah, so I have 5a minus 6a over 15 negative a over 15. Hopefully that will go well for everybody. Next level, step it up. The variables are on the bottom. So I have 4 over a plus 3 over b. So I need to multiply this one by a over a. So now my common denominator is going to be ab. Multiply that. So that gives me 4b over ab plus 3a over ab, which then becomes 4b plus 3a over ab. And if you don't like having b first, you can always write that as 3a plus 4b over ab. Both correct. So 5 over x minus 4 over 3x. Common denominator here is going to be 3x. So we multiply this by 3 over 3. And that's 5 times 3 gives me 15. 3 times x is 3x minus 4 over 3x. Then becomes 15 minus 4 over 3x. 11 over 3x. Everything seems to be simplifying nicely so far, nothing crazy. And to zoom on to what looks to be a little bit more challenging. Well, this should be straightforward. Because it's 1, I have b over 3 plus 1. Well, 1 can be written as 3 over 3. Because my denominators here is 3, that's why I chose that. So I have b over 3 plus 3 over 3 to give me b plus 3 over 3. And done. Same idea here. I have a over 4 minus a. Well, that's a over 1. So that can be multiplied by 4 over 4. So I have a minus 4a over 4. I know I simplified that a little quick. Negative 3a over 4. Looking at the next two questions, both of them have the same lowest common denominator. It's going to be 6. So for A, I have x over 6 plus x minus 2 over 3. So I'm going to multiply that by 3 over 3, 2 over 2. So I get x over 6 plus, think of the distributive property here, I'm going to do 2 times x, 2 times negative 2, which gives me 2x minus 4 over 6. Add that all together, so I get x plus 2x minus 4 over 6, 3x minus 4 over 6. Love to think I was done, but we have a common denominator. Or we have, no we don't. Whew. I was thinking we could factor out 2, but unfortunately here I could say I can factor out 2, but I have to have a multiple here. So we're all good, we're done. Now, common denominator here, x plus 1 over 2 minus x minus 2 over 3. This is going to be over 3 over 3, 2 over 2. So I get 3x plus 3. This times this times this. Minus, this is all going to be over 6. And I got to pay attention here because this is all being subtracted. So I'm going to minus 2x minus 4. I know, I was going to write it 2. Now I'm going to eliminate those brackets. I get 3x plus 3 minus 2x. So think of this as negative 1. Negative 1 times 2x. Negative 1 times negative 4 makes positive 4. And that's all over 6. Combine the x's. 3x minus 2x is x. 3 plus 4 is 7. That's all over 6. We're flying. That all fit perfect. Right is a single fraction. And we'll see how many more examples we got. E, no. Now we're getting into polynomials, binomials in particular in the bottom. So how are we going to do that? We have 1 over x plus 2 over x minus 1. Well, my lowest common denominator is going to be x minus 1. So that means, I'll move this over a bit. I'm going to multiply this one by x minus 1 over x minus 1. And this is going to be all multiplied by x over x. That'll create the common denominator of x minus 1 times x. X times 1, negative 1 times 1. So I get x minus 1 plus 2x. X's can be combined here, this and this. So I get 3x minus 1 over x minus 1. Leave it like that. Don't mess with it from there. I'm sure the next one will leave us with some work though. Now, as they get tougher, here I have 2 over x minus 1 minus 3 over x plus 1. My common denominator means I'm going to have to multiply this one by x minus 1 over x minus 1. And this one's going to be multiplied by x plus 1 over x plus 1. As soon as I do that, my denominator becomes x minus 1, x plus 1. X times 2 gives me 2x plus 2 minus, think of this as negative 3, so we can do this all at once. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 1 is plus 3. And we're flying. 2x minus 3x gives me negative x. 2 plus 3 gives me 5. All over x minus 1, x plus 1. And we're done. That finishes off section D. May not come right away. Hopefully this will give you a good idea. We'll work through tomorrow.